Hi, welcome to MaeCast. With us today we have Claude. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Cool. Yeah. Hi, I'm Claude. Um, I am a musician. Sorry, there's a motorcycle outside that's really loud. Um, but yeah, I make music and my pronouns are they, them.
So how did you get started making music?
Ooh, it was sort of just like this ongoing love for it. Like there was no real like start date, I'd say, but um just like playing along on like a old keyboard I had and to like different songs that I liked and googling like YouTube tutorials of how to play chords and stuff like that.
What sort of songs do you like?
Hmm, my favorite. I think I have like a wide range of music I like, and I think that's normal. I feel like people are so quick to be like, or like to like sort of like judge somebody based on what they listen to, but I think it's good to have a wide range of music you like. But I really really like old rock music, like and um I really like the XX and Feist and yeah, the list goes on.
Yeah. Um, so how was the music that I guess you like sort of inspired you? Because you've got quite a distinct sort of you sound. So how has that come about?
Hmm. I think it just comes with like finding your voice. Like I think it definitely took me a while, but the more you keep at it and the most the more like authentic you stay to yourself, like the easier it is to find your voice. It'll just come with whatever you're doing, you know?
Hmm. You had your debut album come out, Super Monster. So, sort of, what was the creative process behind it? How, how did it come into existence?
Oof. So Super Monster was sort of like a collection of songs that turned into a cohesive piece. So it was songs like some songs I wrote 3 years ago, some songs I wrote 6 months ago, you know? And then when it came time, mainly like this past summer, to sort of like work it into one piece and decide what songs would fit best, I like looked back on the production and reworked some stuff and rewrote a couple songs. And and then yeah, and that's sort of how it came together. And then and then for the visual side, like I started doing all the visuals myself and just drawing and just sort of taking the approach like, okay, for the first like for like this month I have no clue what I want it to look like visually yet. So like no ideas are bad ideas. I'm just gonna brainstorm and see what I come up with, and then I ended up coming up with the artwork.
What would you say your favorite song on the album is? Because obviously everyone will have their own. What's yours?
Ooh, uh, it changes. It changes like every couple weeks, but I think my favorite right now is probably Rocks at Your Window.
Or if you had to pick like a favorite moment in your, what you said you wrote some songs 3 years ago, so let's go the past 3 years. If you had to pick a favorite moment out of all of that, what would you pick?
Ooh, um, there were like some tours that I went on that were really fun. Like, uh, I went on tour with an artist named Girl in Red, and we toured Europe. It was really fun.
Mm,
That was a highlight.
I think most people would consider going on tour with Girl in Red a highlight.
Yeah, it was super fun. And we had been internet friends for like years, so it was fun to like finally meet her and like play shows together.
Absolutely iconic, honestly. what have you sort of got planned going into this year? Because we've got obviously the lockdown's coming to an end. People are starting to life's going back to normal. So, what are you looking forward to most?
Playing shows, definitely playing shows. I think being able to like see people's reactions to like my music in real time is gonna be really fun. Like I did this Zoom the night my album came out and then just like played people's songs for the first time. And it was like so fun to see people like react and be like, whoa, or like this one is so sad, like stuff like that. And I think that'll be really nice to be able to like see people's reactions like in real time to the music.
I mean, later this year, you've got the Outside Lands Festival happening. Are there any other festivals you're booked for?
There maybe there's some touring that
Yeah.
I will be doing, and I'm not sure. I can't remember if it'll be announced by the time like I'm doing a Europe tour, so and like you in the UK, so there will definitely, which will be really fun.
Noted.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any idea on dates for that, or is it all to be announced?
It'll be in the fall/winter.
Cool. I mean, I guess because you're non-binary, as mentioned earlier, how did you sort of come to how did you figure out your identity, your voice as you used?
Um, it was the kind of thing where I had a couple friends, or I met a few people who were non-binary, and I just asked a ton of questions. Like, thankfully, they gave me the space to do that, and I Googled a bunch of stuff. And as soon as I really like figured out what being non-binary, like what being non-binary is, and how it's like the rejection of the gender binary, it resonated with me, and I'd never really questioned it after that. I was like, yep, like that's me. Um, but it just was sort of something that was like, this is like the first thing that like really makes sense, you know?
Yeah.
And I feel like it's a journey, and I feel like a lot of people are like, well, what if, like, I don't know, like, and I think for me, it was the kind of thing where I was like, yep, like I'm non-binary. This is what I feel comfortable as, like, this is who I am. But that's sometimes like it's fluid. Like sometimes you say you're non-binary, but really you realize that you're a binary trans person, or like, and there's no harm or shame in figuring things out as you go.
Yeah. Did you have any like major hurdles when you were sort of realizing who you were and your identity?
Um, yeah, definitely. I think it was um a, a lot of it was a lot of my friends were pretty understanding, but like sort of like getting used to people using the right pronouns for me, and like I think sometimes like or just getting used to people misgendering me, I guess. And it's not something that anybody should ever have to get used to, but I feel like I came out so long ago as non-binary that people were like, what are you talking about? Um and so there was a lot of confusion and questioning and misgendering for me, and also like figuring out how to have a conversation about it with my family was hard, and something that I'm still trying to figure out the best way to do and work into conversation.
I guess it's like the final question of the day. If you had one dream, whether that's to do with your music or just in general, what would it be?
One,
No matter how big and crazy, whatever it is.
um, I think it would be really cool to like have my own show, like have like a TV show or something where I could like hold space for conversations like this, or just do like funny things, or like pull pranks on people, like stuff like that. Just like have like the Claud show and just bring on different people and you know?
I like the idea of pranks and having a talk show because you could kick everyone off with a prank.
Yeah, I would totally prank people.
You don't what on the subject of pranks, have you ever what's the biggest one you've done for like April Fools or whatever, if you've done any big ones?
I'm so bad at pranks. I'm always like, pranked you, and my friends are like, what? Like that was not a prank. Like I remember this summer when we were working in the studio for like really long hours trying to finish the album. I would get like really like loopy and like funny because I would get so tired. And I would like hide like like someone's water bottle. And then they would spend like 5 minutes trying to look for it, like, oh, where did I put my water bottle? Like, this is so weird. And I'd be like, like, I hid it. And then they'd be like, that's not funny, Claude. Like, where is it? Like I thought that was a funny prank.
Yeah. Thank you so much for coming on. It's been great meeting you.
Thank you for having me. This was really fun.